Dear friends, I would like to inform the personnel of the armed forces of the Russian Federation, the citizens of our country, our friends around the world, as well as those who continue to have illusions about the possibility of inflicting a strategic defeat on Russia, about the events that are taking place today in the zone of a special military operation, namely after the use of long-range weapons of Western production on our territory. Continuing the course of escalation of the conflict provoked by the West in Ukraine, the United States and its NATO allies have previously announced that they are giving permission for the use of their long-range precision weapons systems on the territory of the Russian Federation. Experts are well aware, and the Russian side has repeatedly stressed this, that it is impossible to use such weapons without the direct participation of military specialists of the countries producing such weapons. On the 19th of November, 6 operational tactical missiles were attacked from the production of the United States. And on the 21st of November, during a combined missile attack by the Storm Shadow systems manufactured by the United Kingdom and HIMARS manufactured by the United States, military targets were struck on the territory of the Russian Federation in the Bryansk and Kursk regions. Since that moment, as we have repeatedly stressed, the regional conflict in Ukraine, previously provoked by the West, has acquired elements of a global character. Our air defense system repelled these attacks. As a result, the goals that were obviously set for themselves by the enemy were not achieved. The fires that arose at the ammunition depot in the Bryansk region from the fall of fragments of ATACMS missiles have been eliminated. There are no casualties and no serious damage. In the Kursk region, an attack was made on one of the command posts of our Group North. As a result of the attack and anti-aircraft combat, there are, unfortunately, victims, dead and wounded, from among the personnel of the external security units of the facility and maintenance personnel. The command and operational staff of the control center was not affected and normally manages the actions of our troops to destroy and expel enemy units from the Kursk region. I would like to emphasize once again that the use of such weapons by the enemy is not able to influence the course of hostilities in the zone of a special military operation. Our troops are successfully advancing along the entire line of contact. All the tasks that we set for ourselves will be solved. In response to the use of American and British long-range weapons, on November 21st of this year, the Russian armed forces launched a combined strike on one of the objects of the military-industrial complex of Ukraine. In combat conditions, one of the newest Russian medium-range missile systems was tested, among other things. In this case, with a ballistic missile in a nuclear-free hypersonic equipment. Our rocket scientists called it Hazel. The tests were successful. The launch goal has been achieved. On the territory of Ukraine, in the city of Dnipropetrovsk, one of the largest and well-known industrial complexes has been hit, which even today produce rocket technology and other weapons. The development of intermediate-range and shorter-range missiles is carried out by us as a response to us plans for the production and deployment of intermediate-range and shorter-range missiles in Europe and the Asia-Pacific region. We believe that the United States made a mistake by unilaterally destroying the treaty on the elimination of intermediate-range and shorter-range missiles under a far-fetched pretext in 2019. Today, the United States not only produces such equipment, but, as we can see, during the training of its troops, they have worked out the issues of transferring their promising missile systems to different regions of the world, including Europe. Moreover, during the exercises, they conduct training on their use. Let me remind you that Russia has voluntarily, unilaterally assumed obligations not to deploy medium and shorter-range missiles until such time as American weapons of this kind appear in any region of the world. I repeat, we are testing the Oreshnik missile system in combat conditions, in response to the aggressive actions of NATO countries against Russia. The question of further deployment of medium and shorter-range missiles will be decided by us, depending on the actions of the United States and its satellites. The targets for destruction during further tests of our newest missile systems will be determined by us, based on threats to the security of the Russian Federation. We consider ourselves entitled to use our weapons against the military facilities of those countries that allow their weapons to be used against our facilities. And in case of escalation of aggressive actions, we will also respond decisively and in a mirror manner. I recommend that the ruling elites of those countries that are hatching plans to use their military contingents against Russia seriously think about this. Of course, when choosing, if necessary, and as a response, objects for the destruction of such systems as Hazel on the territory of Ukraine, we will offer civilians in advance, as well as ask citizens of friendly states located there to leave dangerous zones. We will do this for humanitarian reasons, openly, publicly, without fear of opposition from the enemy, who also receives this information. Why without fear? Because there are no means of countering such weapons today. Missiles attack targets at a speed of 10 Mach, which is 2.5 to 3 kilometers per second. The modern air defense system available in the world, and the missile defense systems created by the Americans in Europe, do not intercept such missiles. That's out of the question. I would like to emphasize once again that it is not Russia, but the United States that has destroyed the international security system, and, continuing to fight, clinging to its hegemony, is pushing the whole world towards a global conflict. We have always preferred, and are now ready to resolve all disputed issues by peaceful means. But we are also ready for any development of events. If anyone else doubts this, it's in vain. There will always be an answer.